Here we go. Steel cage action kicking off here.
That'll break you in half.
Ooh! Drop down. Now leapfrog.
Vicious strike.
This might be it. Oh, my.
Beautiful technique. Ooh, what impact.
Boom, what impact.
Nailed it.
You gotta believe this one's over.
According to historians, the twisted metal that we see as part of steel cages today dates back 80 years. To settle a dispute between competitors Jack Bloomfield and Count Pietro Rossi, the two met inside a ring surrounded by chicken wire. At first,
His shoulders are down. Easily kicks out of that one.
How in the world?
he's got him on his heels and shows no signs of letting up.
What a clothesline!
Ouch.
Corey, you gave us an impressive history of the Orc.
We've seen...
Oh, what a right hand!
Nobody does it quite like him. Boy, that would hit the target. Harsh impact.
And a pin attempt. Digging deep for a kick out.
And we continue. I don't know how much more of this he can take. You have to wonder how much longer he can go on like this. The best way to describe combatants clashing inside a steel cage is its battle of attrition. Sometimes a superstar is left with no choice but to fight fire with fire and do whatever they need to do in order to win the match. And sometimes it comes down to a superstar doing whatever they need to do in order to survive.
He's making a statement here with this attack. Byron, you touched on this earlier, but it's so important for a superstar to accept that there's nowhere to run and nowhere to hide in a steel cage match. That the conflict will be resolved within the 15-foot-high steel walls that surround the ring. And that losing a cage match can mean much more than a mark in the loss column. For some, it has meant the end of their career.
It's difficult to describe the damage that can be done to a superstar who competes in a steel cage match. We see the physical harm, but we don't see the psychological effects from being inside the cage. Make no mistake about it, Michael, the steel cage truly represents survival of the fittest.
Before 2017's Extreme Rules, there were just 3 previous tag team matches where championship gold was decided inside a steel cage in the history of...
He survived the cage. Every minute of this.
Here is your winner, the Superstar.
And there's your winner, ladies and gentlemen.
That's the kind of win that makes you feel good about yourself.
No surprise there. That was exactly what we expected when the match was announced for SummerSlam. What an incredible...
Look out. Here we go with the steel cage match.
For generations, the steel cage match has been considered one of the most ruthless matches of all time.
Oh, nasty impact.
Oh, it's not going to be good. This is not going to be brain buster.
Jeez, that was nasty.
What a a stomp.
Good grief.
This might be it.
Oh, my. Ooh, what impact.
Clothesline.
He's taking some offense, but he's very aware of who he's in there with and what he has to do to rebound. He seemed more motivated than ever heading into this match, which makes me think he still has plenty of fight left in him.
He's looking at it.
Oh boy, he is rolling. He's definitely starting to lose it here.
He forces his way free.
Man, he just has so much resolve.
He's fighting back here.
I expected nothing less, Cole.
Oh boy, he is rolling.
No, he reverses it. Oh, and he reverses it. It's a tough spot to find yourself in, that's for sure.
But if anybody could break free from this, it's this superstar right here. The steel cage is a massive enclosure that stands 15 feet in height. For almost 35 years, a select...
Great job escaping, trying to turn this thing around. Across the shoulders.
Oh, what a slam.
This is all but over.
What a slam, Michael.
There's the cover. Can he do it? And he breaks the cover.
Hey, I guess you never know.
To your point earlier, Byron, we've definitely seen some unbelievable attacks be launched from the top of the steel cage. And you mentioned the most iconic, the steel cage match for the Intercontinental Championship that saw Jimmy Superfly Snuka clash against bitter rival, the magnificent Morocco.
There's no...
Submission move coming up.
Oh, it's locked in.
I'm not sure how much he has left. This steel cage match is in the books.
Here is your winner, the Superstar.
Big singles win here, guys.
There's nothing more pure than picking...
Singles action is underway, and in this one, I wouldn't attempt to predict what's going to happen. I'd just be ready for anything. Sometimes that's all you can do.
And this is one of those matches where it's hard to believe we get paid for this. Well, actually, hard to believe Saxton gets paid for anything. Tear the features clean off your face.
Got the boom!
What a strike. Right on the mark.
Drop kick!
Oh, right in the back.
Get out from there, not up there! You gotta be kidding me!
Oh, nasty impact.
The shoulders are down, and only a 1 count.
Too soon.
There's the heel kick. Ooh.
And here we go to elbow drop.
Beautiful technique. Harsh impact. Boom!
No trouble kicking out of that one.
Wow! Somebody wound him up and he's off and running.
Oh boy, he is rolling.
Here he goes.
That'll rock you. Can he finish the job? Schoolboy. No, rolls back.
Super kick.
He's fighting back here.
I expected nothing less, Cole.
Oh boy, he is rolling.
Nailed it. The
WWE Universe has seen the evolution of the steel cage in the enclosure known today as...
He might have it.
He's looking a little off balance. And at this point, you have to wonder if he can recover from this.
I'd never count this guy.
Oh, what a combo!
Is it enough, though? The first one was vicious, but somehow this one was even more
Counter here.
Somebody wound him up, and he's off and running.
All right, when we talk about the progression of steel cage matches, he could do it here. That was nowhere near a 3 count.
Not yet.
Boom, what impact! Wisely bringing the action back into the ring.
For a schoolboy.
Super kick.
This is all but over. There's a certain feeling that comes over the combatants in a steel cage match once they hear the door. Great job escaping, trying to turn this thing around.
Oh boy, he is rolling.
What a strike.
Going for the big one.
She'll leave a mark permanently.
Just when you thought he had nothing left. I don't know how much more damage one person could take. I don't care how tough you are.
He's playing with him now. He's looking at it.
That'll hinder your modeling career. That's how you put an exclamation.
He's got him covered. 2! And he got a near fall out of it.
Wow, I am impressed.
This has been a war.
I'm not sure how much he has left.
He leaves no doubt right there.
Well, the architect is rolling now.
Point of the elbow, nailed it.
Here comes Triple H.
The rivalry between Ultimate Warrior and Ravishing Rick Rude began during the Super Pose Down at the 1989 Royal Rumble. Then it progressed to where both superstars battled over the Intercontinental Championship. At SummerSlam 90, the rivals met inside a 15-foot-high steel cage for the WWE Championship. Victory could be achieved by pinfall or escape from the cage.
You gotta believe this one's over.
Oh, nasty impact.
Corey, the WWE Championship match between the Ultimate Warrior and Ravishing Rick Rude was the second half of the double main event at 1990 SummerSlam. The rivalry between the Warrior and the Ravishing One was so heated that no one knew what to expect once the two men were able to battle inside a steel cage, which at the time was the most grueling match in all of WWE.
The Ultimate Warrior dominated early on with his incredible strength. Rick Rude turned the tables and used the steel surroundings to his advantage. At one point, Rude dove from the top of the cage. This will go down as one of his hardest fought battles in WWE.
Here is your winner, the Superstar.
That's an impressive win right there. If you didn't believe this guy before, there's no reason not to now. Not after that performance. And I'd say that match certainly lived up to SummerSlam's historic and
Steel cage action kicking off here, guys.
And there are few things more unforgiving than the cold steel of a cage match.
Ooh, what an uppercut!
harsh impact.
Nailed it. Ooh, what impact. Ooh.
He's on the defensive here. This could be the start of an ugly downward spiral if he's not careful.
Ouch. You hate to think this way, but part of me thinks he might be over his head inside that steel cage.
If things don't change in a hurry, this has all the makings of a short evening for him.
Up and vicious knee. What a stomp.
Good grief.
Wicked clothesline. Whoa, down he goes.
That was impressive, Cole.
Oh, he turns it around.
Oof. Nobody controls the pace of a match quite like this guy.
Oh, the human torture rack.
He's on his heels. He doesn't want to absorb much more punishment if he wants to win here.
He better be careful. If he's not, things can very easily go from bad to worse for him inside that cage.
This match certainly isn't trending in the right direction for him. He's going to need a change in momentum and fast.
We talk about how important stipulations are in a steel cage match. If Superstar... Cross the shoulders. Down, Samoan driver.
But he's got to capitalize now.
Can he score the pin? And he kicks out.
He is not going to go down without a fight, Michael.
Corey, you touched on something moments ago that's so important for the combatants in a steel cage match to remember. A superstar must be able to think offensively to figure out how they're going to escape the cage. They must think defensively at the same time so they can prevent their opponent from getting out of the cage first and winning the match.
Well, a superstar must become comfortable with escaping the cage by both exiting the cage door and by climbing over the top of the cage. They must also be aware of their attributes and what's best for them. Let's just say if you're a giant like The Big Show, The Undertaker, Kane, or even Braun Strowman, it's preferred to exit through the cage door. The WWE Universe has seen the evolution of the steel cage in the enclosure known today as Hell in a Cell. The first time an enclosed cage was seen was in October of 1983 in the last Battle of Atlanta. The enclosed cage was seen a few years later in the War Games match from the NWA. There were even cages stacked on top of each other like WCW's Tower of Doom.
All right, when we talk about the progression of steel cage matches and the type of structures that have been spawned from them, I need to point out that some cages have been electrified. One was made from bamboo in the form of a Punjabi prison match. And, of course, the Elimination Chamber with glass pods and steel doors.
And today we have the Asylum match, where weapons are on top of the cage. Just goes to show you, the times may change, but the objective to destroy an opponent remains the same. There's still no better way to settle a score than to do battle with your adversary.
And you can put this singles match in the books.
Here is your winner, Eddie Brock.
What a ferocious conclusion to this steel cage match.
I don't make the matches, but if I did, I'd put these two back in the ring ASAP. What an amazing match.
And we're underway. Looking at these two men, I don't think there's going to be anything traditional about this one-on-one matchup.
For generations, the steel cage match has been considered one of the most ruthless matches of all time. Beautiful technique. This might be it.
Oh, my.
Now the old vicious head crank.
Look at the torque.
Oh, continuing to punish them.
The steel cage is a massive enclosure that stands 15 feet in height. For almost 35 years, a select group of high flyers have taken their aerial assaults to greater heights. And when I say that, I mean superstars climb to the top of the steel cage, the real high-rent district, and dive off onto their opponent. And that all started with one man in October of 1983, Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
To your point earlier, Byron, we've definitely seen some unbelievable attacks be launched from the top of the steel cage. And you mentioned the most iconic, the steel cage match for the Intercontinental Championship that saw Jimmy Superfly Snuka clash against bitter rival, the magnificent Morocco.
There's no denying that Superfly set the bar. You look over the years to people like Jeff and Matt Hardy, Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle, and Chris Jericho. They continued to push the envelope and executed unbelievable attacks from the top of the cage. And watch Rick.
Submission move coming up.
There it is, it's locked in.
Smart maneuver.
Incredible.
I wouldn't be surprised if that caused some serious internal injuries.
Whoa, he gets out of it.
He's at another level right now, Michael.
He's not in a good spot here, guys.
He simply needs to find a way to regroup. Oh boy, he is rolling.
He wants to do this in the ring. Here he goes. Oh, right to the jaw.
Is it enough, though? There's almost no rebounding from a strike like that.
He's got the shoulders down. Looking to catch him off guard there, I guess. Before 2017's Extreme Rules, there were just 3 previous tag team matches where championship gold was decided inside a steel cage in the history of WWE special events. The Hardy Boys were in 2 of those matches. At Extreme Rules, in order to win the match, both members of a team had to exit the cage and have both feet on the floor.
The Hardys used their famous continuity to gain the early advantage until Cesaro and Sheamus utilized their devastating power to slow the pace of the match down. Both teams battled atop the steel cage, but in the end, Sheamus and Cesaro won the race to the arena floor to become new Raw Tag Team Champions.
Boom! Boom, what impact!
You gotta believe this one's over.
The rivalry between Ultimate Warrior and Ravishing Rick Rude began during the Super Pose Down at the 1989 Royal Rumble. Then it progressed to where both superstars battled over the Intercontinental Championship. At SummerSlam 90, the rivals met inside a 15-foot-high steel cage for the WWE Championship. Victory could be achieved by pinfall or escape from the cage.
Corey, the WWE Championship match between the Ultimate Warrior and Ravishing Rick Rude was the second half of the double main event at 1990 SummerSlam. The rivalry between the Warrior and the Ravishing One was so heated that no one knew what to expect once the 2 men were able to battle inside a steel cage, which at the time was the most grueling match in all of WWE.
The Ultimate Warrior dominated early on with his incredible strength. Rick Rude turned the tables and used the steel surroundings to his advantage. At one point, Rude dove from the top of the cage onto the Warrior. But after the Warrior's signature Gorilla Press Slam,
the steel cage match is in the books.
Here is your winner, the Superstar.
and there's your winner. Great effort from both these guys, Michael. I'm willing to bet this isn't the last time we see them square off.
What a match that was, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us. And we're underway.
Oh, man.
Looking at these two men, I don't think there's going to be anything traditional about this one-on-one matchup.
Look at them, locked inside that cage like a couple of rabid animals. Beautiful technique.
What a strike. He's starting to stagger a bit, but not for a second do I expect him to back down now.
Ooh, what impact.
The best way to describe combatants clashing inside a steel cage is its battle of attrition. Sometimes a superstar is left with no choice but to fight fire with fire and do whatever they need to do in order to win the match. And sometimes it comes down to a superstar doing whatever they need to do in order to survive. Boom!
Byron, you touched on this earlier, but it's so important. We've got to cover. Digging deep for a kick out.
Tried for it early.
Oh, man, incredible impact.
Oh, boy, he is rolling.
He's stumbling some now. You have to wonder if he could recover from this, guys.
Up and down. What a slam.
This could be it, guys.
Harsh impact.
This might be it.
Oh, my.
Quick thinking to avoid that one.
Ooh! You gotta believe this one's over.
Boom, what impact. Can he finish the job? That's the way they drew it up.
If Rollins can keep his emotions in check, he can figure out a way to take this. Schoolboy, no, rolls.
It'll destroy your face.
Incredible.
What a stomp.
Good. Oh, nasty impact.
But he's got to capitalize now.
Now he's got to capitalize. A clubbing blow called that should.
Shoulders down, is it enough?
There's a certain feeling that comes over the combatants in a steel cage match once they hear the door close and see the official lock it. A superstar must know that their body is going to be thrown against the steel, that their face will most likely be raked across the cage, and that anything is legal in this environment. Oh!
You spoke about this earlier, Corey. It's crucial for a WWE superstar to fully understand the gravity of the situation they're in when they battle inside a 15-foot-high steel cage. An individual must be ready to endure pure brutality and be prepared for the fight of their life. No one leaves a steel cage match without scars.
Corey, you said something of value for once, and that anything is legal inside the steel cage. To that point, something else we've seen over the years is interference. Whether it's The Undertaker coming up through the ring or John Cena getting bashed in the head with the cage door from the outside, it's all legal in the cage.
It all started in 1988 when SummerSlam emanated from New York City. The singles matches come to an end. Wow.
Here is your winner, Eddie Brock.
Nicely done, picking up the win here. It'll be interesting to see the fallout following this big singles win here tonight. And there's the bell. And here we go. This is the type of battle that you can show someone who's new to our brand of entertainment and say, this is what WWE's all about.
Nailed it.
Oh, what a backbreaker.
Man, just ugly impact.
He looks a bit off his game here.
Oh, man.
He's going to want to make sure this doesn't snowball out of control.
Oh, the human torch up and down. What a slam.
It's heating up now.
Drop kick.
Beautiful.
According to historians, the twisted metal that we see as part of steel cages today dates back 80 years. To settle a dispute between competitors Jack Bloomfield and Count Pietro Rossi, the two met inside a ring surrounded by chicken wire. At first, these types of matches were referred to as fence matches.
Cover here.
And a kick out. Not even close on that one.
Wow, what a display of heart and determination.
Corey, you gave us an impressive history of the origins of the steel cage match. I'd like to point out to our viewers that from the 1960s to the mid-90s...
Submission move coming up.
Byron calf crushers in.
Cinched in, nowhere to go.
He's in complete control now.
Nicely done as he gets out of the submission.
Color me surprised, Michael. I did not see that one coming.
Ridiculous power.
That's what he was looking for, Michael.
Ooh! Knocked off his feet.
Now that's a takedown.
Ooh, what impact.
The WWE Universe.
This is it.
Oh boy, he is rolling.
This might be it.
Oh my, I'm not sure how much he has.
Gonna have to shake off the moderate damage that's been inflicted here. This steel cage match is in the books.
This matchup has the potential to be special.
We could be moments away from an instant classic. Beautiful technique.
You gotta believe this one's over.
What's coming next?
Taking their time. Ah, punch to the gut.
I'll take the wind right out of you.
What a stomp. Good grief. Oh, goodness.
Jam your leg in a bad way.
What a strike. Oh, right to the body. That hurt.
Oh boy, he is rolling.
When this guy's on, look out.
Using the elbow as a weapon.
Going for broke. The champ in defensive mode here. He can't be happy with how he
Here
goes
we
for the
go.
cover.
And the champ kicks out.
Definitely has his work cut out for him.
Oh, what a right.
Man, that's some attitude behind it.
The rivalry between Ultimate Warrior and Ravishing Rick Rude began during the Super Pose Down at the 1989 Royal Rumble. Then it progressed to where both superstars battled over the Intercontinental Championship. At SummerSlam 90, the rivals met inside a 15-foot-high steel cage for the WWE Championship. Victory could be achieved by pinfall or escape from the cage.
Corey, the WWE Championship match between the Ultimate Warrior and Ravishing Rick Rude was...
This singles contest has the victor.
Here is your winner and new Dragon Champion, Eddie Brock.
Well, that one was over before it even started.
When you get a one-on-one match like that, you hate to see one of